Hey, man, you got here fast. Thanks. Yeah, I'm running late for work. I don't usually do this, but I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's not far. It's just it's so hot out. I didn't want to go walking. I guess you know how it is. You're not my Uber driver, are you? And welcome back to the Tanner Vance Show. Now listen, everybody. First off, I want to talk about my whole skits. I did one in the last episode and this one. I'm just dinking around with them. I don't really have any massive plans with them. I enjoy making them, and they're just silly little things. Maybe one day I'll get a little bit more together and start making some more funny ones. I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm just choosing to acknowledge it right now. So there's that. Another bit of news is I finally put the show on YouTube. Now, and I say that, I can't remember how often I've ever brought it up on this show about suggesting I would put it on there. I think in like some of the details of some of the earlier episodes, I made that promise, but I went, because I've mentioned I had a show before this, and I think every single episode I promised that I would make it available on YouTube, and I don't think a single one ever ended up on YouTube. So, finally, I did it. So, yay for me. Thank me. You can thank me later. And the third bit of information that I haven't done it in a bit, but I wanted to thank every single one of you listeners. Anyone and everyone that's listened. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. Doing this podcast it's been good for me. It's given me purpose in my life, or helped give me some, it's something to look forward to. And it's really helped drive me and helped me want to create and shown me a little bit of how I can create the things that I want to. So again, thank you. But let's get to it now, shall we? This episode, I had the pleasure of talking to Falgun Patel. Seriously, this was I say this every time that they're all great, but this one, it's great. I'll say it again, it's great. Falgun is a business owner, and he's lived here before I ever even moved here, and I moved here when I was a little kid, but I've always known of him, but I've never really gotten the chance to ever talk to him or meet him, but I took a chance, asked him, and he was, from the get-go, excited. He was enthusiastic, said yes right away. I guess just gave me a big chance, and I'm super grateful that he did, because we had an awesome discussion. We talk about him starting his businesses and the process of hiring and buying property and all that. And then we talked a little bit about his immigrating here to America, and he has a little bit of his past and his history and all that. And sprinkled all throughout is a lot of positivity, a lot of good stuff, because Falgun's a good guy. He was nice the entire time. He's been nothing but pleasant with me and generous, giving me some of his time. So let's show some love to Falgun by listening to this episode, and I hope you enjoy. I know you'll enjoy it. So without further ado, everybody, Falgun Patel. Ah! Pull it closer to you, whatever.
This is a nice setup you got.
That's a good starter set, man. It makes them, especially when you get nicer things like the arm and stuff. People start. Oh, it started out with me just having a microphone and my old laptop. But thanks for agreeing to do this with me, man.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, it's tricky to get some people to agree to it, but you were pretty good about just.
I don't know what is this for. I said, well, I have to kill time anyway.
that works for me, man. So, just how are things going for you lately? Like the business?
Lately, it has been very rough. Business is almost down. People are afraid to travel and things like that. So, but I think we should be okay. It's gonna be picking up. Let's hope so. Because this is, people understands or not, but this is the reality. It's a COVID-19. Nobody knows anything about it.
Well, the information just keeps changing, and some places that opened up, they're closing back down again.
I heard last night that 7 counties in Los Angeles or California, they are closing everything back again. Same thing with Florida.
Yeah,
bar
and
opens
Texas.
and they just have to shut it down. So should be, it's very critical
Right. And
situation.
what about like being out here though? I mean, do you think it's
Being out here so far, we are
better?
lucky. We do not have anything,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and people are more respectful to this, and they do take care of everything possibly they can. But I mean, over in Wyoming, I think the percentage is high because of the population we have is about 500,000, maybe 550,000. So
Yeah,
even
at
10,
best.
10 case goes up, the percentage goes high.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Wyoming is in a group that, okay, 21 state is growing as far as the epidemic, but I think we are still in a better shape.
Right. Well, I mean, we social distance even
Yeah.
just by our very nature. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's good here, and plus, like, what with like all the riots and all that, like
Oh,
all the
man.
stuff going on in those bigger places. I thought about
Oh,
moving
man.
somewhere big, but I think it's everything's business as usual here for the
Yeah.
most part. What I've seen.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
like,
mean, as far as riots and this and that, it's not going to happen in Wyoming.
no, it's not.
Hopefully.
Things would have to be
So,
really bad if it
yeah.
happened here. I mean, is there anything that you can do, like, or that you've done with the
Well,
to
we
take extra steps to not just for protection, but how to keep your business
protection.
going?
I tell my guests that, okay, we have the big place. Just sit wherever you feel comfortable. I'm not making it. This is the guideline has been given to us from state of Wyoming, and if you want to follow everything, go ahead. But they are more like a family to us. They are coming here for a long time. All the regulars. So we are okay so far. We tell them if you don't like it, just let us know. We can
Right.
change the way you like it.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big place too.
Yeah.
So
So as far as employees also know that they are also coming here for a long term, plus the guests. So whatever they feel comfortable, we'll be happy to do it for them.
right, anything business wise, like as far as trying to get, because there's probably not much you can do with travel being that way. So there's not much.
No, as far as business-wise, bar is the only another source of income this company has, and it's going practically slow and things.
Yeah, it's to be
but,
expected.
It's to be expected.
Okay, I mean, so how would you refer to yourself as a businessman, and do you want to explain what you do, anyways? Like,
Well, I'm in a hospitality business. Somehow, this property is the only one I has full service, which is a restaurant and a bar. That's how I got into the other two business, but I'm not comfortable doing it. So it is working whatever way it is.
you're not comfortable doing it.
No, I'm not comfortable running a restaurant. I'm not comfortable running a bar. But well, it is part of the business, so you just have to do it.
Right. I mean, I guess what other businesses have you like? If you don't like this one, is there other ones you did like, or
Well,
you preferred?
long time ago, I was in a convenience store. I kind of a partner, very small percentage, but I didn't like that business at all. Went, did some jobs in the past, labor jobs to so many others. So far, this is the only business we feel a lot more comfortable. Hospitality, hotel, and things like that. So, yeah, I don't think at this stage of my life I want to learn any other business than this.
You don't want to
No,
be
I
a
don't want to get any.
pre-President Trump and have a Falgun empire.
No, I'm happy with what we have. So,
Right. Well, that's important. And,
yeah, it's important.
well, yeah, as long as you're having a good enough time, and
Yeah.
it's not too bad. But how many businesses have you ever owned in one time? I suppose because how many? I don't know how many you have right now. But
Well, as far as hotel wise, I did from scratch Rollins Comfort Inn and Suite in 2005 with the other two friends of mine, and I was there from digging the flooring, dirt work, to all the way till we finish. We finished that project in record time, about 9 months. 43,000 square foot building, roughly 60 rooms, 3-story, and that did wonderful. After that, 2009, same group of friends, we did another project in a Creek, Colorado, Hampton Inn and Suite, and that was about a year and a half with the Colorado laws and regulations and stuff. But that one was 65,000 roughly square foot, 90 rooms.
So it was a bigger project.
Lot bigger project.
Yeah.
And I mean, by then we kind of knew what we into, what people want. So that one.
Big learning experience.
Big. We did a lot of over the Hampton or Hilton expectation. Room size was bigger. So many, their requirement may exceed all this requirement. So that one was also a very good project. So that's two we did from brand new. I got involved. And this Newcastle one, they were all existing.
Oh, okay.
Motel. But yes, Fountain Inn, I probably renovated every single thing, plumbing to electrical.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
everything.
you just took over and then just it went all smooth necessarily. Yeah.
No. We put our heart and effort into this.
Well, it shows. I mean,
It's been a lot better than what it used to be.
What it was.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah. You take pride in what you do, but okay.
Oh yes, I do.
Well, then good. Yeah. So you've started. I mean, a lot more than you've just taken over. Then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, I came into country in '86.
That's where I was headed to.
Oh.
I was just gonna get there too. Yeah.
Well, in those days, I got into immigration, and the laws in my country was, which is India, that whichever country you go, immigration-wise, that country's $20 you get, exchange-wise.
So how does that work?
Well, if it is United States, I get $20 exchange.
Oh, okay. All right.
Of course, I have to pay rupees, which is Indian currency, and they will officially give me that currency, but it is $20. If it is Europe, I get 20 pound or euro or whatever. So that is the law. So yes, I had a $20 from India. I think I came through Frankfurt, and I usually drink coffee. And I ordered a coffee. Didn't know first time I was out of country in things. So I put a brown sugar. I didn't know what his brown sugar was. And luckily that wait staff, she noticed and she says, well, that's not the way it goes. Here, take, let me have your coffee cup and I'll give you new coffee and put this one in. And so, well, I was lucky, but I think I paid about $1.50. So when I landed in Chicago airport, O'Hare, at $18 and some change in my pocket, that's all I had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
No. And then I had my sister, so I stayed with her about 6 months. I was the first one to leave her home because my sister has 3 brother-in-law and 2 sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
So we were all together. I was the first one to leave.
Look at you go.
I got a job, and then I ran into one Indian dude. We are still good friends. So we were sharing a condominium.
Oh, okay.
As a roommate.
You gotta have a roommate.
Yeah.
Starting out.
So that's what I did, and ever since then, I probably went back to my sister maybe once.
That's not bad.
And then I'm on my own since '97. I moved to Newcastle. Up to that point,
So what most people, even born and raised and lived in America, don't even know Wyoming exists. Like,
Oh
how did
man,
you find
no.
Wyoming?
I will tell you one incident. I think long time ago, I just testing a market. That okay, what can I get for my auto? So I put it in Indian newspaper. So I got some phone call from East Coast or wherever Indian circulation newspaper was. So one guy called me and we went back and forth some communication, and he says, which state is Wyoming? Because it's a Newcastle. I put Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
So I was so pissed off. I said, well, give me your address. I'll send you $5. Buy the United States Atlas and study the Atlas and then look for the hotel. You do not know Wyoming is a state or a city, and you're looking to buy a motel?
Yeah, it's in Wyoming, which is a big state.
Oh man, so no, that's what happened. So yeah, there is a lot of people, I think, if I'm correct, not only Indian, but so many Caucasian American people do not know even Wyoming is a state.
No, there's jokes online about like Wyoming being a conspiracy, that
Yeah.
it's not even a place, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, it is, but
But no, it is the best state to live.
you still think so?
Oh yeah,
Why is that?
it's people are very friendly no matter where you go, and taxes and everything is very low. So I mean, mostly it's the people. They are very friendly,
Right? Yeah.
no matter where in Wyoming you go.
No, like how even if you're driving out of state, and then as soon as you come into Wyoming, no one's being
No.
an ass on the road. No one's.
No.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing: if anybody has experience, they pull into any Wyoming highway, interstate to state highway to anywhere. If they're stuck, somebody will stop.
Yeah. See that too. The people.
And in other state, even if you're stuck on a interstate, they will keep driving up to 24 hours, maybe more. Over here, people is helping people, especially out of state license plate. I see anytime, I always pull over. Hey, you guys need any help? Can I help you with anything? Nothing happened. Yeah.
Luckily, nothing bad. But
Nothing bad happened here, but yeah.
Right, I've like tried to. I ask people, but sometimes even if I don't have anything that I can really offer to help, I mean, I could be like, "Hey, do you want me to go like drive and get you a part or something like
Yeah.
that?" Like, most people are like, "No, we got it under control." But
Yeah.
still, it's nice that people stop for
Yeah,
each other and care.
It does. That's why Wyoming is a lot better than any other state, I think.
I do too. Well, especially during these
Yeah.
times we just
Yeah.
talked about. This is the place you want to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
You quarantine anyway.
Yeah. So it's nothing much changed for us.
Yeah.
Well, when you first came to, so you were in Chicago,
Yes.
and then where did you go from there? I guess.
In 92, around September, I moved to California, basically Cerritos area. After there, I moved to Michigan in 95. So 92 to 95, May, I believe, 95 May, I left LA or California. Then I went to Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan. That was my first motel.
Oh, okay.
As a manager. I was doing a job over there. As a general manager, I was hired. After that, company kind of saw the potential in me, so they moved me to different hotels.
Oh, you just started out working.
I just started working. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about hotel, and I pick up everything so fast.
okay.
I was working about 22 hours a day. I did not know what is a credit card processing. All I know is hand somebody credit card, they charge it to my card. Over there, we need to know where the money is going, everything I learned. And then 3-4 months later, they put me to another one, and I told them I need to have a training. I'm not going to be anywhere. So I had a training around 3 to 4 months, and they put me in a Ohio, another motel. I stayed there for about a year and a half or a year. Then they moved me to Toledo, and then I told them this is it, because my kids were growing up and they don't like to move every now and then. So we had a good terms. So they says okay. I was running 20-story motel. I think it was a Best Western in downtown Toledo. We had a beautiful property. We had a swimming pool on a 20th floor, restaurant, bar, everything. So after that, I start looking for hotels, and that's how I found this one.
Okay.
And I end up here.
Oh, okay. And it was for, so was it,
It was for sale.
oh, okay. So yeah, you just so happened to hear about it and then,
And then I came over to see the property, and I like it. And usually what we do with the two kids, I go first if we cannot go together, look at the property, and then start the paperwork, and then make offer one or two, and then I stop. And then I go back, talk to my wife, and bring her back. But this one, I do not know what happened. I made a second offer, and he signed it, and I was stuck.
oh, so they broke what your normal process would be there.
So I called my wife. He said, well, you better come here.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in those days we had a cell phone. I'm talking about 97, early 97.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that much popular cell phone. So she says, I'm not coming.
She didn't want to?
She cannot make it with all the way from Ohio all the way here.
Okay.
Because it's about 1,000 miles from Chicago to here, plus another further. And she has two kids. So, well, I went back, did the paperwork and everything, and moved here, I think August 28th in 97, and we closed September 2nd in 97.
Okay.
And ever since, I'm here.
So, yeah. On a side note, where did you meet? When did you? Because you came here alone, or at least with. You were single, I guess, was the point. Did you meet your wife here in America?
No,
or did you know?
when I got immigration, I was engaged with her before I left the country.
Oh, okay.
And then I went back in 89, and I got married in 89.
Oh, okay. So then you already kind of had a family going.
No, 87. I married in 87, and then she came over in 89. Because in those time it was a 19 month or 20-month immigration for husband and wife or whatever.
Oh, really?
That immigration was.
Do you know? Is it gotten? I mean, I don't know if you know for a fact. Is it worse now as far as the waiting or the paperwork? Or?
I think nowadays is the last waiting time.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, in those days we didn't have a choice.
Right.
And I needed that time because I was here by myself, and I didn't have a room for her, or I do not know where to keep her.
Yeah. Where do I put you?
Yeah.
Okay, then that makes sense. But
that was a good time for me. I got established a little bit, got the apartment, and then she came over.
Ever since then, since you got your first hotel, like what's the mental process for you, like on, do you buy it or not? Like,
well, here is a basic as far as the country I came from, and the last name I have is Patel, which is based in my country is farmers.
Oh, okay.
And the mentality I think we have is doesn't matter $27,000 worth of paychecks somebody is writing or signing it on your paycheck versus $27 worth of paycheck, and you sign it by yourself. That is a more pride. So
right.
That's how we are more into business.
Okay.
And I think most of the Indians are in the hospitality business too.
just in the hospitality business just
Yeah,
because of
because
that?
we know hospitality since our childhood.
Oh,
So
okay.
when in the back home, when guest comes over, we offer them first thing is a cold water or whatever, then offer them a tea or coffee, and then
Okay.
of course some snacks. So
Yeah, it's
yeah, so
hospitality.
that's
Yeah. So
hospitality.
you were made for this.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So what is the process of buy once you start to buy? Like, do you wait for something to go on sale, like a house, or I mean, do you approach a business
Well,
and give an
this
offer?
hotel business were listed on a certain magazines or certain websites. So depends on where you have your connections or where you find it. So this one was advertised in one of the magazine, and that's how I called and got more information and came over,
Oh, okay.
did the appointment with the broker, and then I fly back here and
Oh, okay.
things like that. But he did help me a lot in order to get a loan, bank loan, and everything. This was the first mortgage as far as business wise. So, of course, I think in those days I was paying 14% interest. In '97,
Is it better or worse now?
it was worse in those times.
Oh, okay.
14% bank interest was worst.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, I hope it's gotten better for you. Yeah.
No,
well,
it has gone better now.
all right. I mean, it probably helps to like who you know. Like, have people made good connections for you, not just you looking around? It's
No, just looking around, and broker suggested me to one bank in Gillette, and that's
okay.
how I got into it.
Okay. I mean,
Now we have established our own credit rating and stuff, so I think we can go anywhere and we can get the financing done.
to do whatever you wanted to do from
Yeah.
here. Well, that's good. I wanted to ask you a little bit about like since you're a manager, you run your own stuff here. First off, I wanted to like know about when it comes to some things like hiring. Do most people stay if you take a business over, or
No,
that
when we
first?
take the business over or change the hand, usually whoever is getting in, they have their own team. They keep some, but mostly they have their own team.
Oh, and then they come in and
Yeah.
trade out. Okay.
Yeah, no. Or they keep some and they will let some go.
What about when you've started your own? How did
Over
you handle-
here, we kept everyone.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we told them that, okay, this is a new corporation. With the old corporation, they are no longer exist. So everybody was fired from there. And we are rehiring everybody back. Whoever wants to have a job, the way everything is, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it
we
was just
kept
up to
about
them.
everybody.
Okay.
And mostly everybody stayed. And then right now we have a very good loyal. Some people are very loyal to us.
Oh, yeah.
So no matter what, they always stand by. We always stand by too. The way I try to create the environment as far as the work is like everybody has to go to work.
Right.
But instead of that, if I create something, if they wants to go to work, that will get more out from them, and they get more work done and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to create everywhere I go.
Is it just
Sometime it works, sometime it doesn't work.
right? Is it kind of like you trying to have a good relationship with the staff, or how do you go about?
Well,
trying
the
to,
way I think is when they are hired, it's like we are adding people on our extended family.
Okay.
So we try to help them whatever best possible way we can. In everybody has a worse time, good time, personal or whatever. So we always try to help everybody. We have helped a lot of people. so
That's
far.
good. That's what you want out of a
Yeah.
boss. I mean, you think about it, like I'm sure you've worked plenty of jobs before you started getting into owning your own businesses, so
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what it's like to have a a terrible boss or a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Very huge difference.
Mhm.
So I try not to be.
You don't want to
bad
be that
boss.
guy. Yeah. What about, I'm sure the hiring, like now that you've got your own stuff, I'm sure the hiring process has to suck or got to be annoying as far as when you're
I
keeping
don't do
people.
here anything. I think I have that one taken from Jaimini. She does all that.
Oh, okay.
I just,
You get whatever she picks.
yeah. Of course, we have a little input in and out.
Right.
That's about it. She just hires and she just fires everything.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't like to fire anybody.
You want to be the nice guy.
No, I don't like to. Because
No.
I know somebody's losing their job, somebody's losing bread and butter.
Well, and it takes a certain personality to. It's not like mean. It's
No.
just that someone's got to do it if it's got to be
It
done.
has to be
but,
extreme before we will fire somebody.
right. Well, eventually you got to here
Yeah.
and there, but I mean, how picky can one be here in these small places? And I only ask that because it's
You
so
cannot
small.
be picky here. There is a very bad labor market in this town. You cannot be picky. Whatever walks in, you just have to hire them.
Give them a try at the very
Give them
least.
a try, see if it works.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's just not very many people here.
No,
so
not too many people here.
Well, do you prefer people that are? Is there like an age thing? 'Cause sometimes I wonder
No.
if I go places like, I'm younger. There, and it's truth that there's no guarantee I'm gonna stay there. Like as far as if I got a really like a job here and someone really wanted me to stay, like
No, I mean, we
know.
basically know youngsters, probably they're going to be calling sick call Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning for sure, because Sunday morning is a hangover. Friday
Yeah,
they
with
have a
the-
party. We know that. So, yeah, basically, no, but we don't do anything like that. Whoever comes in, and we do watch them, and if they are potential good and they wants to come up, we do train them or forward them a little more, teach them, give them more responsibilities and things like that. So
Right.
I know people are not going to be sticking to $7, $8, $10 per hour for your life, for their life. They're going to move forward anyway. So,
Right. Okay, that's a very positive
yeah.
outlook on that one.
So you cannot have that. Okay, this is permanent. Yeah, whoever wants to stick around, we do give them some opportunities where they can go forward, not sticking to only housekeeping, as for example, or not just the maintenance, or like over here we cross train everybody to different department, whichever department they wants to. So if we are slow, we can give them more hour by putting them in a different department, like front desk to bartender to housekeeping and things. So
Right.
we try our best to give them more hour.
Oh no, that's and that's just good because you don't want to. Well, as far as cross training people, it's
Yeah.
good that everyone has that opportunity to
In
do
case
something.
of emergency, they are okay. Plus, they will learn few extra stuff by going into different department.
Well, and it helps if they move on, and
Yeah.
it's good that some managers they get mad when you're leaving. They're like, "Are you not having enough fun here?" And you're like, "Well, it's nothing against you. I
Yeah.
gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
I-
But most of the people, they go through some hard training if they wants it. They all, I know, 3 or 4, they are on a lot better place right now. And some of them, we are still good friends, and we did talk to them. And they're telling me, hey, if I never worked here, I never got wherever I am. Because you
good.
give me a hard time. It was a friendly hard time, not like that.
drove them.
But get them meet the target and these. And I know the potential once they start working, somehow we can figure out what is their potential, and then that is the one you push. So even they do not want, they do not know, but they get more out of it. And I mean, when they leave, they get a better opportunity always.
So you can probably see who is.
Over
got
the time,
potential.
and over the time and working with them, you can figure out certain things.
I mean, you don't have to name any names, but what's the worst case scenario with you've ever had with an employee?
Oh, worst case scenario, I still remember. One I still remember. I had a restaurant and a wait staff, and one of my ex-employees, she brought in their company lunch here, and she was the wait staff, and that her boss asked her, what is good here to eat, and she says nothing.
Oh, okay. You're like, well, that's nice.
That is nice. Yeah, so I wasn't here, but she called me and she told me. So very same day, I call her back and I said, didn't you had a dinner or a lunch here? We always offer that so you can taste them. Why did you say that to that big party?
Oh.
I just let her go right away. But I mean, I cannot believe that she says, oh, there is nothing. If I'm you, I will not even eat here. Holy cow.
Yeah, well, that's not good advertising.
You're the wait staff.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that. Well, there's some people that will say, like, if they say something like, oh, it's real gross in the back, I don't know, or whatever, they say something, and it's like, well, then I don't want to eat here then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's nothing really bad when it comes to employees.
No.
You're not anyone do anything too crazy.
They have their own brain and they have their own thing. Sometimes she was very young and I don't think she knew what she was doing, but that was a big damage.
Did anything bad come of it? Did they still order? Did the company?
They did because the other friend I have, she says, well, she had talked about this restaurant a lot.
Oh, okay.
So they knew that, okay, she's the bad one. But no, they had a lunch, I think, and went through perfectly fine. So, but I mean, those kind of people had another experience. I remember a long time ago, I hired somebody as far as a maintenance, and I told that guy that, okay, show up tomorrow, whatever, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock and start training and work. Never showed up, never called. Somehow we tell everybody what is the pay period and when they expect their paycheck. So when the paycheck time comes in, he called me. Says, where is my paycheck? I said, what? Why didn't you even call me? Why don't you give me your bank information? I'll just deposit straight into your bank. You don't even have to come and drive here for your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he never showed up. And he was looking for his paycheck. Just because he was hired, he was expecting a paycheck.
Yeah, you're like, what money do you think you're getting?
Yeah.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before. I've seen some stupid
I did
workers,
run into
but
that. So yeah, sometimes you do run into weird stuff.
Yeah. So do you ever deal with anyone is there ever a hard point of people bringing their personal lives into... I've seen some people, like, sometimes there'll be a clerk working at the register, and then someone they know comes in and they start fighting or yell or whatever it is.
Yeah,
they bring a personal life into it.
I usually tell them that when you enter into driveway, put your private life, personal life, everything at the driveway, and when you go out, pick it up from there. Do not bring it here. But people do bring their personal problems, and they are unhappy with something happen. So that's something you do not ever have any control over.
Yeah, you just have to wait and see.
Yeah, you just have to wait and see. And even though they do it, sometimes you just try to comfort them and whatever best possible way you can, and just move on.
Yeah, because it's probably worse to have to lose an employee and find another. So.
And I mean, everybody has personal issues.
Some are harder to leave at the door than the others.
Yeah, so you do have to understand that they are human. Mostly youngsters or even older people, they do have it. So, you just have to understand the ideology or whatever behind them. You just cannot approach them what they are behaving. If you get into why they behave like that, then you may have a better answer. And that's what I look for.
Because most people probably aren't being a jerk just because.
Yeah. Sometimes, it do happen, and you just have to take the drastic step over.
Since you've been a manager, I guess, like, from what I've seen, you seem pretty engaged in helping out or being there at the business and all that. I mean, Is that how you've always been? Are you always part
This
of the
is how
team?
I always like to stay busy, talk to people, make them comfortable, whichever, even 1 day guest or 2 day guest or whatever, like bar, all these people are regular. So yeah, you just make them feel home, away from home.
Okay, no, that's good. I
And
mean,
that's why we have a more repeat guest, probably, for sure. They just come back here. Sometimes they do have a bad experience too with the staff or something, but
that's it. You can't
with
avoid
the
that.
big motel, it's very difficult to
Mm.
get to each and every guest. But the other one I have, it's a very small one, so yeah, I usually talk to them, take care of everything,
Mm.
depending on time and how the people are.
Right. What's your favorite part about like running these businesses?
Meeting people, talking to people, knowing them.
Have you always been really sociable?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would.
it is.
You seem to.
It's a
I would want to go.
hospitality. Well, this is our second meeting, I think. What do you
Yeah.
think about it?
Yeah, that's what I've picked up, and that's why, especially
Yeah.
sometimes when I think about a guest to have on, it's something I've learned about it all is sometimes even someone's interesting, but they're just not very sociable, and it's very
No.
hard to get stuff out of them, and so
Yeah.
I do have to consider that. So
Yeah.
from what I'd even like seen, I was like,
Yeah.
that seems sociable to me.
I mean, life is always short. Why make an enemy? Why not make a friend?
That's a really good outlook.
Yeah.
Well, then that's good. So I just wanted to know, like, I mean, it's good that you engage with your staff and you seem to enjoy what you
I
do.
try to engage with as much as I can.
Okay, then what's your least
With the
favorite?
staff, with the guests,
Mhm.
whatever, no problem.
Well, that's good. And then what is, you can dish here, what's your least favorite part about some of this stuff? You can rant.
Seeing a guest is unhappy with the stay or something, and I always think that I should have done something better for them or do something extra. But that is the only worst part. But other than that, and of course, let employee go,
Right,
fire,
yeah.
which is also a worst part. But well, that's something you just have to.
All right.
Sometime it's a reality.
Yeah, it's unavoidable.
Yeah, it's unavoidable.
As far as customers go, has there been anything
Customer
crazy?
is the same way. Yeah.
Has anything bad gone down with customers before? Anything,
I remember
especially at a bar?
one incident because I'm proud who I am. I think when I opened my Rollins Motel, it was the very first week, and I stayed there to help my partner to get everything organized and things. And one time, in evening time, I think my partner went home, and we decided, okay, I'll get freshen up, get some rest, and come back again. It was the very first week, I think. So I left the front desk, and I told her, well, if you need me, I'm gonna be in my room. She was a very good front desk. Once I come back after about an hour or so, I just asked her, hey, how everything was, and is it okay, you like it, whatever, just talking in general. And she mentioned that there was a one guest, he refused to give any ID.
That's suspicious.
No, I mean, he's an old guy, and I found out by talking to my other partner, says, oh, it is a federal law or a state law that they have to provide ID and address.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was talking to her, she also mentioned me that she also made a comment that this is owned by Indian. Of course, I'm Indian, and we all three of them are very Indian. And I said, well, what did you say? She says, yeah, I did say Indian. I said, what did he say? Well, he made a comment, oh, that figures.
Oh, so he was digging at her personally.
Yeah, he might have a bad experience with some other hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And mine was very brand new. It was very first week. And then I called that guy, and I told him to come at the front desk. And I said, sir, I am going to give you full refund. and I do not want you to be at my hotel. Please check out. I did not know whether I can do that or not, but I was so much pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So after all that thing, I called my other friend, my partner. I said, well, this is what happened. I don't know, maybe you're looking for a lawsuit. He says, nope, you are not.
That was the right thing to do.
If he cannot respect the property, if he cannot respect, it is kind of our home. If you do not respect, your guests do not respect your home and yourself, then they should not be there.
Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's that simple. I mean, it's our home, it's our place.
Well, especially it hurts when you're an employee.
It
and
was
you
a brand
see-
new, and then there's, well, yeah, people may have a bad experience with some other Indian owners or Indian community, but that doesn't mean everybody's same.
Mm-hmm. Right, and I wanted to go back to something we were mentioning before. What prompted you to want to come to America in the first place?
Well, I just finished college, so I have to start fresh over in India, or I had the opportunity to come here and start something here. So I wasn't planning to. I had good things going, but my dad told me that, well, if you're gonna start here, you know what it is. You do not know what is over there.
That
So
could be
why don't you
scary.
go over there? I was a little scared too, but he gave me a lot of comfort and courage. He says, well, why don't you go over there? If you don't like it, you have a place to come home.
That's nice, though.
How many people has this option that they have a two different place to start?
A lot of people are just scared, so they say
Yeah.
don't go.
So that's how I listened to my dad and I came over. And well, first I wasn't comfortable, but now I don't think I want to go back and start over there.
Right, you have, it's home now. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
You're good.
So that was my dad. He encouraged me to come here and start everything.
Do you ever want to go back? Do you
I
miss it?
always go back,
So, okay, so you still
especially
visit.
winter time, because I still have friends.
Yeah, you still have a community
Yeah.
there.
Plus, it's a winter here. Instead of shoveling
You're
a snow,
running away from our winters.
Yes. Shoveling a snow here, I'll better off over there.
Yeah, right. You won't be shoveling snow. Well, that's a good idea. It could be your summer home. So, I mean, yeah, you go and you move there. Since you moved here and then you started a family, like, did you ever want to involve your kids growing up? Were they ever helping out?
I
or?
did, and that's the reason we picked the hospitality business, so we can stay home and stay closer to them. There was some businesses, hotels I had in the past when I was looking into this one, but they were bad neighborhood or bad clientele. Yeah, the kids will pick up very fast. So because of that, there was a good money-making places, but we decided no, we concentrated on kids. That okay, it is very quiet, small community, will be better for them.
Did they ever help out with their businesses?
Oh
or-
yeah, they
Oh.
from their childhood. If we are not there, they go take care of the front desk. They have help us in the laundry, whatever they can.
Free employees. Thanks, Riley. Yeah, well,
Right now, my son is back with us. He got furlough, so he's
oh dang it.
taking care of laundries and housekeeping and some maintenance and stuff.
Did you ever want them to take over your business? Did you ever want them to get into the same things you do, or
I
offer
want
it? Or?
them to, but I want them to learn by themselves that what is theirs. I need them to know the value of dollar. I just don't want to push it to them that okay, it is easy. If they don't realize that it is hard, they're not going to be managing properly.
Have they ever shown an interest in doing anything?
They have interest. He did work. My son did work about close to a couple year with another hospitality company, and he got general manager to manager back to back office. So I think I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think he realized. And
It's probably a lesson learned.
yeah, and it's always better somebody else can teach them what we cannot teach them.
Well, someone might be
Yeah.
resistant to their parents
Yeah.
telling them. It's better when you go out and learn it. And so you have a new boss telling
Yeah.
you, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah, because to us, he can tell, "Oh, I don't want to do that," and we cannot tell them, "No, you have to." But other places, hey, do this, and they don't have a choice.
can't talk."
No.
It's tempting to talk back to your parents, but you can't talk back to your boss because then it doesn't work out the same.
No, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, right. I mean, since I did want to know, like, especially with some of the stuff that's been going on these days, like, since you've been here, I mean, did you ever experience any discrimination because you were from India or anything like that? Or how is America? But because right now, you hear a lot about
Well,
everyone's racist.
I
or-
haven't felt that way in this community that much at all. And to be very, very honest, it is there.
It is.
It is there. Percentage-wise, maybe last year. I do not know why it is there,
Right.
but it is there for sure. It is my personal opinion.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's nothing.
We never, occasionally we do film, as far as, well, of course, at the other hotel, if they see us, they're not going to take a room. But I mean,
Really?
it's their choice.
Yeah, right. You're like, we have a good room for you. If you
Yeah.
want it, you can have it. But
Yeah, so, I mean, you like it or not, but yeah, customers are, some of them, they do make you feel that way too.
is it in the things that they say, or is it something that's subtle, or is it like an obvious thing? Like they're
It's sometimes you can feel them, obvious.
just
They, no matter even if you give them a free room, they're not going to be taking it because they have seen us behind the counter.
Mm-hmm. No, and I wondered, just because I had,
There is a 3-4%, I would say, people
is it worse in the bigger cities as opposed to
worse, but probably bigger cities is not worse because I think the statistics says that about Canada and United States, 80% somewhere in that neighborhood hotels are owned or managed by Indian people.
I did want to say that I've seen it plenty of that, and I just always wondered why that was, but I don't understand why people would be mad about that. But I did always wonder. I figured it had to be.
Yeah, I mean, from long time ago, it was kind of a Best Western, Days Inn, Super 8, that market kind of economy.
Right.
But now I have seen people on a higher market like Hampton Inn and Suite, Hilton Garden Inn, Marriott. So yeah, I have seen them. So I mean, no matter where you go, about last statistics I know 4 or 5 years ago, about 70 to 80% hotels are owned by Indian
Right. That's pretty
in
big.
Canada and United States, and they are varies from luxury hotel to economy to mom and pop.
And that's just like you said, because of where you came from,
We don't
knowing
like
the
to
hospitality.
get somebody right of our paycheck. I think that is what my mentality is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure it's there too.
Well, I mean, and I think
And we know the hospitality from childhood.
yeah, well, and especially like if you go somewhere, it's not only scary, but you're gonna probably work your ass off,
Yeah.
try and really so as opposed to like someone who's just like a kid living here might kind of piddle around. So it's kind
Yeah.
of it makes sense that someone that came over and was scared, they would work their ass off.
Yeah.
Of course, it paid off. That's what
Yeah.
the system's supposed to do.
That's exactly. I mean, it is United States is a land of opportunity for sure. If you work hard,
Yeah.
you will come up ahead.
That's the way
But
it
I mean, if
should
you're
be.
just sitting there, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. So I don't know why anyone would be be
it will
opposed to
pay
that.
you off when you work hard.
That's how that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some is a bigger way, some is a smaller way, but yeah, of course it will pay you off.
What were some of the biggest differences though when you came here as far as
Language.
language? I was gonna ask you about like if you started learning when you were over in India. Or?
As far as Gujarat, that's the state I'm from.
Mhm.
In order to get high school graduate, you have to have a 4 language. So yeah, we were forcefully have to take 4 language. We were offered, I believe it is a mother tongue, which is Gujarati, then international, which is English, then a national, which is the Hindi.
Oh,
And
okay.
then there is some other option. I think what I had is a religious language, which is Sanskrit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and yeah, I had a better control over English too. But of course, the pronunciation is a lot different. So when I came over, I did my first job, I remember, labor job.
Mm-hmm.
And first couple of weeks, it was very hard for me because I was working with African Americans, and what they say I cannot able to get it
Just in learning English,
in
you
learning
couldn't
or
understand.
understanding. So I was trying to avoid, and then one time I thought about myself. I said, I don't think it is going to happen, and if I'm going to be keep avoiding, I'm not going to learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
So one time we had about, it's a company, we had about 20 employee per shift,
Mm-hmm.
and about, I think most of them are African American. So one time I just got courage and stand up on a lunch table, and I told everybody, listen guys, I know English, but I do not understand, or I do not understand the pronunciation. So
Right.
please do not think that I'm ignoring you or something. Please teach me. If you are going to be talking to me, talk to me very slowly so I can understand. I
Right.
don't know what happened, but everybody liked that.
Really?
when
I was
they
gonna ask
were-
how that went off.
Yeah. So every time we have a lunch or a break, we all sit down. They start coming back to my table and talking to me very nicely, very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And if I make a mistake, they correct it. That no, it is not this way, it is this way, grammatically or pronuncially.
That's
So
probably a lot
that
of.
is where I pick up my most of the English language.
You had your own little tutors.
Yeah, and they were very. Maybe nobody has tell them to teach us anything.
Well, I think
So, whatever it
looked
is.
like you have a communication barrier
Yeah.
though, but that
So
might be what a lot
then
of
I
it is.
pick up slowly, faster.
Mhm.
So yeah, I still have some people have a hard time picking up their tone or language, but yeah, I get probably good.
Mhm.
It's about what 86 to 2000 probably, so 34 years
Mhm.
here. So yeah, this is my language now.
Yeah, I was thinking. Well, if you, I mean, you go back to India sometimes, but it
Yeah.
sounds like you're still wanting to
Yeah,
stay here.
I make a mistake over there because it's like my caretaker or house caretaker. They don't understand English, and I start talking to them in English.
It's by instinct
That's it.
now.
I told he's a good caretaker. It's a good relationship we have, friends. He said, well, if I say that, just stop me and tell me.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, so he does it. Sir, what you doing? What you doing?
Yeah.
In his language.
Yeah.
Speak in Hindi or something.
You're like, ah,
Over
okay.
here, it's the same thing. When I come back here, occasionally, sometime I just speak-
comes out.
comes out naturally. But yeah, it goes back and forth. But yeah, it's okay.
So why did you learn Sanskrit, by the way, when you were learning your? Isn't that what you were studying when you were doing your foreign languages in India?
Yeah, I
What
did here. I did the college too. I think College of DuPage. I started some classes because I wanted to have a better job and I wanted to go forward as far as my education. But I think the economy was so bad. The college has some kind of a program. If I do 25 credit, then they will put me to work and I get a credit and get a better job. But I don't know. It was a bad economy in 87, I believe. So never got it. So I said, well, this is not going to be me. I need money now.
Yeah, right. We were thinking ahead, though.
So
What's next for Falgun? I mean, I know your kids have probably moved on, and now they're doing their own things. You're just.
I have no idea. I think at least for this epidemic, I'm not going to do anything. Just
No
see
risky moves.
what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
What is the new regular going to be? Because there will be a lot of changes in a new regular.
When do you think? Do you have any predictions on when stuff will change?
No,
You
but
can't really.
I know for sure that after 9/11 there was a new regulars like Tessa,
Yeah.
and so there will be a new here too.
Well, I'll be
With this
wearing
COVID.
masks.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh man, I cannot wear a mask at all.
No, I work.
I just get suffocated.
No, I work at the hospital, and they want you to have them on at all times. But then, it gets all steamed up in
Oh,
there. You're
man.
breathing your own air.
Yeah. I don't like it. So I don't wear a mask. I just stay away from everybody. But I refuse to wear a mask.
Everyone's there. We talked about everyone's spread out, so it's probably not that bad. But I'm not looking forward to that being the new normal. If that is.
No, I'm not looking forward to that either.
So in wrapping some things up, I wanted to ask you some fun questions,
Sure.
just for shits and giggles. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
What?
If you had a superpower, what would it be? If you were a superhero.
I never thought about that. I don't want to be a superpower. No.
Why not?
No, I'm just happy the way I am. I think I have everything I need. Just live your life, whatever situation, get the most fun out of it, whether it's a worst or a good.
That's probably, I think, the best answer I've ever heard at all the time I've asked that.
But no, that's my philosophy. That okay, whether it's good or bad or worse, whatever. Yeah, I remember when I was just by myself. I spent about 4 nights in a cold weather in Chicago in my car, next to the
Really?
rest area. I
Yeah.
didn't have a place to stay. Everything is in my car, so I just
Oh.
parked the car by the restroom, so I can go use the restroom. And I turn my car on every half an hour, warm it up, and shut it up.
Oh, that's some rough living.
Yeah, I did. I remember those days too. So compared to that, I'm better.
So you don't need a superpower anymore.
No, I don't need a superpower. I don't want it. Let somebody else have it.
I think mine would be I want to alter time, so that way when I make a mistake, I can just go back and go.
No,
"Oh,
no.
I
You need
will be
to learn
perfect."
from your mistake. You do not want to go back and change it. If you never made a mistake, you never learn from it. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, mine would be the easy way out.
Oh.
That if I did it, but yeah.
Yeah, you might be right, but no, I don't think that way.
Do you believe in aliens?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't believe in aliens.
Why is that? Out of curiosity.
I think it will be a long while before something will happen as far as alien. I mean, they are somewhere, for sure. I'm not saying they are not there.
You're just talking about you don't think that all the conspiracy theories that people talk about now are the thing.
It could be right, but I don't believe in it.
Right. Well, I think it
Yeah.
could be possible.
Could be
but
possible.
Who am I to say? But
Yeah.
well, the way we're behaving, they're going to come back and they're going to introduce probing again, teach us a lesson.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you had last one, if you had $1 billion just handed to you, what would you do with it?
Mostly donation
Really? That's
to
good.
hospitals.
Right now, they probably need it.
Yeah, they might need them, or some kind of a trust where whoever wants to go for study,
Mm-hmm.
they can get money from their scholarship or something. Actually, I'm working on it in back home
Really?
for helping people, students who cannot afford, but they are brilliant.
Oh, okay. So is it
One
like,
of my priests I have in India, he does it. He has anywhere every year from 10 to 15 students. He pays for their education, their books, their fees. At the same time, they have to stay in their church, do whatever activity for the church. It's kind of a church, but it's a bigger thing. People can come and stay. So, yeah, I'm working with him and I'm kind of looking into it, but I haven't got that much money yet. But I still.
But it's a good cause. So
Yeah, it is a good cause, and that's what I really want to do.
yeah, and you just mentioned that your church there is. Has there been like as far as religion goes, is that
It's a Hindu religious, yeah,
Mhm.
and that priest has come here to my home 2-3 times. I always go back India and see him. I do call him sometime once a week, sometime more than once a week. Talk to him.
Okay, because I know
So
that there's
he's
not
my
a lot of.
spiritual guidance.
Oh, okay.
If I get confused, I give him a call.
That's good. No, because I know that there's
And
not a
talk
lot
to
of
him, yeah.
that here. You know,
Yeah.
especially in Wyoming. There's probably not a lot of offers as far as churches go
No.
or anything like that. But
I mean, he's the one I believe, and I do work with him. I
Mhm.
haven't done much so far, but
you
I
want
did
to,
enough.
and that
yeah.
matters.
Yeah,
Well,
I have done enough. Whenever he asked me, I told him
I'll do what I can.
I do what I can. Whenever you need money, just ask. I'm not gonna give you. So sometime he says, okay, I need this. I don't ask him. I just give it to him because I know it is a good cause. Non-profit organization. They have a lunch and a dinner for minimum 25 to 50 people every day,
Oh, okay.
each time.
Jeez. So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
And especially,
I like that. I mean, there is always different opinion with a different experience with different people, but I had a good experience with him.
well, you trust him, and,
Yeah,
and
I
if you guys,
trust
if
him.
you guys are working on a good cause like that,
Yeah.
then
He's
yeah,
working on it, and I trust him. So
right. So, what are you gonna do with the rest of your day?
the rest of your day, my day, I have to go back to cut the grasses, turn on the sprinklers, and go home. My daughter is here now. She surprised me yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it Pollock?
Pollock, yeah. She drove 4 days from Boston to here.
Jeez, that's gotta be a drive.
Oh yeah, 4 days. That's what she told me yesterday.
She's staying for a while.
She will be here for a little while.
Cool. So you got
So-
your kids back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go home and spend as much time as I can with her.
Good. I think
That's my day planning. I don't plan. I do plan, but it doesn't work that way.
yeah, you can plan, but you have to plan and know that it
Yeah,
won't go that way.
know that.
I've even done that with these interviews. I always imagine how it's going to go, and I'm usually pleasantly surprised.
Oh.
But you always just go up. I've been a good teacher, and things don't always go according to plan.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So I asked my son this morning because I don't know what his forecast is. And my daughter, I said, well, I have an interview. He says, be careful
Be careful.
where it is going to be. I say, I don't know. I tell him that don't pull my criminal history.
Yeah. No, and I've had to like.
we were just joking about
You're right.
it.
It's just- I've had to even like tell people like,
Yeah.
I'm not here to grill you. I promise I'm not here to grill you. And some
No.
people, and I don't think it's because they're afraid like of anything
No,
bad.
I'm
But
not
you
afraid
worry
of
about the
any-
internet.
yeah.
You worry about where it gets put. And
Yeah.
you're like, well.
No, I'm not afraid about anything. So it's fine. But I was just talking to them. I said, well, what do I have to do? Where it is broadcasting? He says, well, depends on where he's putting it on. It's internet and things like that. I say, okay, whatever. I'm
Right.
just going to have a happy time with him, talking to him.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's why you agreed to it. I was
Yeah.
like, well, then good. Hopefully he just wants to have a good conversation.
Yeah, that's all we care for.
Well, and I like this because I like sitting it's an opportunity to sit down and like have a conversation with somebody. It's not just the passing like, hey, how are you? Good, good. You walk on. You know, you sit down and have a one-on-one conversation. And sometimes I think that's what's lacking right now. The people aren't talking as much.
With the social distancing and this and that, people don't go out, so maybe they'll listen and they might have a fun.
And social media too.
Yeah.
People on their phones texting and stuff like that. You're not a fan of texting,
No,
are you?
I'm not. No, I told you. Call me. I'm not too much in technology.
Yeah. No, and it's better. I think
Yeah.
with my thing is like not wanting to intervene. I think maybe that's like my generation thing. About you can just send a text and you don't want to interrupt with a phone call.
No, I mean I'm fine, but I'm good over the phone than a text.
Because then you can say it and it's fast.
Yeah,
As soon
it
as
is
we set
fast.
up this time, it was like, hey, let's do this. Okay,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it's done.
Well, thanks for doing this for
Oh,
me, man.
thank you for being here and talking. Get my interview done.
Yeah, no,
I'm happy.
I knew it was going to be interesting.
Oh, thank you.
And it was. Yeah, and if you want to also prove to your kids that it's there and there wasn't just some whack that just sat down and
Yeah, I'll just sit down with them today probably.
and tell them.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be up probably this evening.
This evening,
What this
I'll say hi to
interview?
Palak and Darshan.
Yeah.
They are my prize property. My assets.
Your greatest work.
Yeah, my greatest work.
Good. Well, you can look this up, or you can tell them to look it up on iTunes or Spotify, or it's on YouTube now too. So if they want to
Oh,
go find it,
okay.
they can
I'll
even
tell
listen
them.
to it.
I'll tell them.
Well, thanks for doing this, man. I'm gonna,
Thank you very much
of course,
for
anytime.
picking me up. I don't know why you picked me, but I say it's nice. Have fun.
Well, actually, it was because I was here having
Yeah.
a drink, and then Connor and Riley, they said, you should interview Falgun. And I was like, yeah? And I hadn't thought about it before, and I was like, that's a good idea. So then here we
Yeah.
are. All right, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.